Hi guys, Andy here. Now you may have seen my video of the Nest cam that I've got. I've also got a Nest thermostat in the flat, and I thought it was time to invest in a Ring video doorbell. It cost me £159 and it's been shipped from China in 4 days. Well, this is the 5th day, but they tried to deliver yesterday. I just wasn't home. It's got a few features, as you can see here: motion detection, lifetime purchase protection, see and speak to visitors. It works with iOS, Android and Windows 10, and it's Wi-Fi connected. The Ring story, if you are interested. And kind of, as you can see with the image there, the idea being, even if you're out, you can see who rings your doorbell and you can have a conversation with them even. You know, so you can say, oh, just leave it on the doorstep and go back in 5 minutes, or whatever it might be. One of the selling points they say is that 95% of all burglaries begin with them ringing your doorbell or knocking on your door or something. So again, the idea being that if you can answer them, hopefully that's going to put them off. You've also got them on video. I mean, personally, I've also purchased the cloud. Oh, that opens up as well. Use the provided tools to install. So this, what I'm worried about is installing it, because I'm not a DIY expert. That's magnetic, I think. That's quite nice. Yep. Yeah, I opted for the cloud storage, which was, oh goodness, £25 for a year, I think. It comes in 3 or 4 different colours. Okay, so that looks relatively simple. We've got a micro USB port there. I don't know what that button is just yet. Diode install per instruction manual. Oh goodness, this is already worrying me a little bit. But actually, let's not worry about the installation just yet. Let's get the app and the doorbell itself set up. So I've logged into my account. I'm telling it I'm adding a doorbell. Now, I think it's a little bit weird. It wants to know on a map where I am, but I put it in. And then press the orange button to initiate the setup. Now, basically, the doorbell is set up its own Wi-Fi, and the phone and app are trying to connect to that Wi-Fi to be able to set up the Wi-Fi connection on the doorbell to my home network. I'm running this in real time so you can see how long it takes. The little Android and the phone pop in on the left saying that basically it's connected. And the next thing it's going to ask is which Wi-Fi network do I want the doorbell to connect to. So obviously I log into my own and put my details in. We see here that it's basically saying it's passed that information to the Ring doorbell. The Ring doorbell should be connected to my home Wi-Fi. You see there the lovely flashing lights are in sync between the app and the doorbell. Very pretty. And the doorbell is basically connected to my own Wi-Fi. You then get the option to add family members. So I added my brother. He can then install the app and control it in just the same way that I can. There are some installation videos. I'll skip them over at this point, but we're effectively set up now, the doorbell and the app on my phone. What you might want to do next is plug the doorbell in to charge, because it normally gets delivered with about 60% in. I would recommend leaving it to charge overnight. That should give you, I hope, about 6 weeks of use from what I can see so far. Actually, the install was a lot easier than I thought it would be for the battery-only sort of way of operating this is. Use the little spirit level to get the bracket level. I probably should have got someone to help me film this, but holding the camera with one hand and screwed it in with the other, and there we go. Get rid of the small spirit level. Yeah, just go ahead and drop it on the floor. Then we're looking to attach the actual doorbell. Now, this works by you press it and slide it down onto its hooks, and once it's in position there, it's pretty sturdy. You use the proprietary screwdriver to tighten up the 2 bolts at the bottom, which effectively stop it being lifted up to come back off of its socket. Now, I'm fairly sure that I've heard they will replace it if it does get stolen. You get like a lifetime guarantee on it. I actually had some problems with mine initially. It's been a month from buying it to it working properly, but at first, if I had motion detection on, it just simply wouldn't ring. You see here, I walk up to the doorbell, press the button, nothing at all happens. Nothing happens on the device. I'm waiting, still nothing. I'm about to, oh, alright, still nothing. I press again, and eventually the notification comes through on the phone. Now obviously it should come through pretty instantly from when pressing it. But Ring seemed to really struggle to understand how I was having a problem, why things weren't working. their support wasn't that much use to me. But I went away on holiday, I've come back and it would appear, and you see there on the phone, this is what you would see. But I went on holiday, I come back and it looks like they fixed it with a firmware update, because actually I press it and it rings straight away, which is obviously great news. So let's take a look now at the actual app. There it is, a Ring. When we come in, we see the devices, the actual front door doorbell, as we have here, and a chime, which I'll come to shortly. We can look at activity, all of it. We can see just the times the doorbell's been rung. We can see the times that motion's been triggered, and it seems to me to store, pretty much everything, I think, which isn't bad considering we're only paying £25. We're going about weeks and weeks. There's a lot of video here. I think so. It's £25 a year, which isn't that bad. Now it is only 720p, and I will obviously show you some sample from the doorbell video and a discussion I've had with a delivery man shortly. We do get some options. So if we go to the actual front door, let's see what battery we've got. 55% now. So it's over 2 weeks since I charged it. Obviously it's going to burn through more battery because I've got motion settings set up, so anytime there's movement in front of it, it's going to record the video and upload it. That's going to take more battery than if it's just sat there waiting for the doorbell to be pressed. But if we tap on the motion settings, so again there's tutorials, zones and ranges. So because basically ours is next to a wall, I don't figure we need those zones on, but you can basically turn a zone on or off. You can change the range up to approximately 30 feet, or bring it down to approximately, 5 feet. And anytime you want to save, it's going to say, okay, now push the doorbell to save it, which stops anyone else. It's a little bit annoying because it means you can't change it. Let's say you're on holiday and you realise, you didn't turn motion settings on or something like that. You can't then change it remotely. The smart alert is just about how many notifications you're going to receive. I'm just on standard. Let's see what else there was. Shared users, so I've got my brother in there. Linked chimes, and again I'll show you the chime in a moment, but it will show you that we've got one in the hallway. That's going to ring only for an actual doorbell ring, but you could have it ring for a motion alert. Now what they really need to do, I think, for this is to be able to change the notification, because maybe you would want a motion alert that's kind of like ping or something fairly light, and then when the doorbell actually rings it gives the odd the full ring. But at the moment you can't do that. Now as far as the actual app as well, these are the notifications you get from the app. So I didn't want motion alerts on. I didn't want to know, and this is what for some reason the support team seemed to struggle with. I wanted the motion settings set up so it recorded any movement and uploaded to the cloud, but I didn't need to be notified each time it happened. I just wanted to know that if something had happened it would be recorded, but I don't need the bleeding notifications every time someone moves outside our front door. That's several times a day. Would be a bit annoying. So motion alerts for me are off, ring alerts are on. I believe that's all there is really in there. If we wanted to, so let's go into, I'm using this same this might have been me mucking around. Let's come back out. Yeah, that's me mucking around. That one, the Amazon delivery man. So you can view, it's not. This was me obviously taking the doorbell off the wall. So you can view the footage from the app. There's no live view, which is a little bit disappointing, but I guess that would take a lot of battery power as well to be streaming it live from the doorbell for you to get from your phone. But having said that, didn't mean to close the whole app. Having said that, it would be good to be able to just kind of say, well, actually, I want the feed now, and it would just go, okay, and kind of then start sending the feed. Not that it's always sending the feed, if that makes sense. And I think they're working on something along those lines. There is a store in the app. Well, I say in the app, look, it takes us to the website basically. So there you can see the doorbell 159, a stick-up cam also 159, a solar panel for the stick-up cam, and a chime for $24.99. Oh, and a solar security sign. So I think I've not myself used the app, I don't think, for anything more than that. If we go into the chime, which I'll show you in a moment, you can change the volume that it rings at, you can test it, and all that kind of stuff. So let's show you what happens when, hopefully it'll work. you then tap on the notification, and there we go. Now if I press talk now, we're going to get lots of feedback, but I would hit that and I'll be able to, it would open up the audio comms. Well, go on, let's see what happens. Yeah, so you hear the feedback, but I mean it's actually fairly quick. There's not much of a delay. So let's look now, and I'll show you what you can see on the website. It's much the same. It's a replication really of what you see in the app. So here are all the different activities, and when you click on one of them, you get a thumbnail. You can obviously then just go ahead and play it. You can select it to only show when the doorbell's been rung and not answered or answered. It's much the same if you install the Windows 10 app, although I suppose you do get a few more options that you would like it looks in the Android app in this instance. There is obviously an iOS app as well, I believe. But again, you can see all the motions and doorbells and rings, and again, just go ahead and watch them. Here's our Amazon Delivery Man. There's a save button in the corner so you can download the footage. And all these other type features. And of course, if you have the Windows 10 app installed, you will get notifications on your desktop when someone, well, if you can set up to be motion or rings. And there we go. So now let's show you some footage from the doorbell.
I need a signature, yeah.
All right, sorry then. Can you have to try again another day?
Oh, you're not in?
No.
Oh, right, okay, no, I didn't know that. Alright, yeah, sorry, that's the only thing I can do. It's part of it.
Pardon?
Hello, Amazon?
You got delivery, sorry, yeah? Alright, that's all sorted, yeah? It's Andy speaking.
Is Andy speaking, yeah?
Yeah.
Have a nice weekend.
Brilliant, and you, cheers. It's quite interesting for that. So the first one was what I would call before firmware update, and the audio seemed pretty good, the image was pretty good, a reasonably easy interchange. This second one is post firmware update, where the doorbell was actually working properly. But now the video is a bit harder because it was dark at that point, so it was using its night mode, which actually I think works quite well. But the audio was really choppy. I really struggled to understand what the guy was saying, so I would hope that's something they can fix in future firmware updates. Then I mentioned the Ring chime. I ordered this a couple of days after I'd received the doorbell, when I realised actually I want some way of hearing that if I'm sat in the living room, not relying on my phone alerts. It's fairly simple to set up. You plug it in, you connect it to your Wi-Fi in a similar way to you did with the doorbell. You connect it up through the app, and you're pretty much there. Someone presses your doorbell and it chimes. So there is another version. There's a pro version of the Ring Video Doorbell, but it needs to be hardwired, which means that the wires that you would use for your normal doorbell in this instance go into the back of the bracket. So when you hook it on, these connectors here are the ones that kind of take the power and such. But for me, I didn't really want, I've already mentioned I'm not that particularly good at DIY and such, and I wanted just the battery operated version, so I've gone with the regular Ring Video Doorbell, which is only 720p. The Pro version is 1080p. I don't know if there's any difference sort of audio wise. So now it's working. I really like the product. Really useful, really handy. Because I've always, even when you've got a day off and you've got a delivery coming, I don't go up to the garage or anything just in case they turn up while I'm up there. But now it wouldn't be quite so bad because I'm up at the garage. My phone says someone at your door, and I say, "Oh, wait there 1 second. I'll be down in 2 minutes." You've got a better chance of not missing a delivery. Or even when just someone comes and you're not there, you can say, "I'm really sorry, I'm not there." Blah, blah, blah. Maybe you've got a safe place you can talk to them and ask them to leave it in. Really very handy. It would be great if it goes a step further and linked into things like your Nest, or if you get electronic door locks, and you could actually, if it's a family member come around to visit and you're not home, and you can see who it is and talk to them, and then unlock the door from your phone, your front door. That would be pretty amazing. Which I'm sure will come in time. I think there are some locks you can do that now, but I don't have that. So there we go, the Ring Video Doorbell. Now it works. I would highly recommend it. It's not the best video quality, and as you heard, the audio isn't always amazing, but hopefully those can be improved with firmware updates in the future. So I'd love to hear your thoughts. Let me know in the comments down below. My name's Andy. I'll catch you all again soon.